Welcome back to the Impact Show. My name is Jeremy. I'm your host, and along with Maddie.
Hello.
Hey, Maddie.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. Hey, I'm so excited about today. You know, we were off last week. We took a week off.
Yes.
And we were tired, but so today we're going to be full of lots of words. Today, this is episode number 51.
No, 50.
I thought it was 51.
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
Positive.
100% sure.
100%.
I don't know why I have 50 on my stuff, but okay. All right. So this is what I'm going to call our summary show.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So I'm proud to announce that we have officially reviewed 20 mandates. And yeah, exactly. Big round of applause.
Yeah.
We can add some
applause in the
audio in
background.
there. And so God put it on my heart several years ago to teach. And the podcast was just part of how we did that, how we're going to do that. And so I'm a student of leadership. And so we started teaching leadership. And I know I learned a lot through it. I hope that you did as well, Maddie.
I did.
Good.
There's actually a lot more to leadership than I ever could have imagined before we started this podcast over a year ago.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
But I love it.
Excellent. I am so glad that you joined me on the journey and you are still here.
Yes.
So that's for something remarkable in and of itself. And so in order to build something, we have to lead, right? We know that. And so anyway, we're going to get started. What I want to do today, I said summary show. Literally, this is going to probably be the shortest show we've ever had, but I want to summarize what we did, right? Very quickly.
Okay.
And of course, we did a bunch of interviews, but we did teaching. And so one of the things that I think our followers want to do is change. In order to change your life, you must change. And so we got to get better every day. Take on ourselves and be different. In order to lead, you must learn to follow, right? We talked about that. And of course, I chose to do that through following Jesus, which we know. But anyway, very quickly, I'm going to hit the mandates just as a summary, and then I have some really exciting news.
Perfect.
For our guest, audience, should I say. All right, and we do have a guest, but he's not going to go just yet. We're going to run through these mandates. So the first one we talked about was, you remember? No, you don't remember. No way you remember.
What does it start with?
It starts with an O.
Ownership.
Ownership.
I was going to say ownership.
Good for you. Listen to you go. All right. Then we talked about clarity and communication. Servanthood. Okay. Servanthood. Being able to serve. I'll tell you what. I want to do this real quick. So ownership. Let's do this really fast.
Okay.
Just like 10, 15 seconds on each one. Ownership. You have to own it in order to change it, right? You have to own it. So
yes.
if you're a leader today, you should hear me say that you have to own it. You should be a person of that trait. Clarity, we talked about that, and communication. Communication is so important. Very important is that you have to be clear in your communication. Number 3 was servanthood, being able to serve people, which was one of my favorites. That's where we talked about Jesus washing the disciples' feet. Number 4 was passion. Being a passionate person is important if you're a leader. Number 5 was discipline. Discipline gives you margin. When people see you being disciplined, they become disciplined themselves. Determination, which was huge. Determination was important because why? You will fail. We talked about humility, my favorite one, the most dynamic. In my opinion, the most important attribute or the mandate is being humble. Mm-hmm. We talked about courage. Courage is a big one. Is strength. That's where you find all of your strength is in your courage. Number 9 was recognition of others. So a leader must recognize his people or her people. Number 10 was vision. A great leader must have vision, or said in another way, direction, right? There's a lot of things that we could talk about. All these, we're not going to go through them. Integrity. The leader must have integrity. Super critical. And then, of course, character was number 12. The leader must have character. The leader must have resolve. You remember that?
Yeah, that one was weird. Or not weird,
you didn't
but
really
like,
understand what it was until we got into it.
Exactly.
We must be prudent, right? Good and careful judgment, right? And so being temperate, that was another one of those that you thought, what in the world is being temperate? And then my favorite, being meek. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Meek. That's not weak. Remember? Number 17 was honesty, being honest.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Number 18 was the ability to delegate. Number 19 was consistent, which is our word of the year for 2026. And number 20 was resilience. That was the last one we did. And I think about the Rocky 3, like Rocky Balboa every time.
Yeah.
You know. So there's 20. That's 20.
It's
and
wild.
We went through them, and we spent 45 minutes to an hour on all those things. And man, there's some really good stuff back in those teachings for the leader. All right. And we said all of those things are founded on two things, which was trust and presence.
Yeah.
And even deeper than that, we said that you must be hungry. You remember when we talked about being hungry and humble and honorable.
Yep.
Right. And so, but I mean, at the end of the day, being present and trustworthy will build your influence, and influence, being able to lead, builds your influence. And that's what creates your impact.
Yep.
Right. And so after a whole year of focus on these things, that we're buttoning it up. We're landing the plane. We're moving on. It's springtime.
It's kind of sad.
Right. So it is kind of sad, but it's good because there's new things coming.
Right.
Right. And so right now, we're buttoning up the leadership mandates. And in doing that, we have another announcement. And so, yes, huge announcement. Drum roll. Yes, I love it. We are adding a coach.
Yes.
To the Impact team.
And we're excited about this one.
Yeah. So the Impact Show has been around for a year. And so I guess it's amazing to think that we made it that long. And through discipline and all these things, we managed to do it. And so I'm so excited and proud. A mentor of mine decided, he and I have been talking and praying through some stuff, and God kind of led me to open the door, and God led him to step in. And so we're going to try this and see how it goes. Lem Durden is joining us as a coach in 2026, and he will be contributing to our impact. Right? So that sounds really cool. Like, now we have someone that's going to walk with us and contribute to the impact that this show has. And that is so exciting. I almost, my eyes almost leak because it's a God thing. I believe that. And so without any further ado, I want to introduce Lem really quick. And Lem, let's get you on board here. Let's talk about it.
Hey, Jeremy, Maddie. Thank you so much for inviting me today.
Yeah, thank you for sitting so quietly while I went through this. Now it's time for you to talk, bud.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Lem, what led you to decide to come on the show?
Well, as you know, we have a very good relationship, and we talked a while back. I know when you were doing your transitioning, and you were debating on, should I stay with this really great job? It's making great income, still very purposeful, or should I just branch out and start my own business? Mm-hmm. So I think that was the time we really tried to coach each other, and we started, I think, seeing each other's value during those conversations. And guys, as you already know, if you've been listening to Jeremy, I mean, he's a very smart, very wise, and determined person of integrity. Mm-hmm. And those are the type people like Jeremy that I like to engage with and have a relationship with. I'm not one of those guys that will be a lot of superficial talk. You know, I just really like to, if I'm going to talk to people, really engage, find out how you're really doing, and not so much the niceties. Well, tell you a little bit about my career. I've been with Chick-fil-A for 26 years now as a Chick-fil-A franchisee. And one of the things I really enjoy doing is coaching our employees, coaching future leaders. And, I wanted a new outlet Yeah, I've taught in other different places and through church programs, men's coaching. So I really do feel like I have a skill set there to help people through coaching, especially one-on-one. And I just felt like when we talked about this could be a next big step for me, just to be able to give people what I have to give based on all of my years of experience with coaching people.
Take everything up in that brain and putting it out for all of us
It may not be easy for you guys to see
to
that.
learn from.
But seriously, I mean, it's so funny. The more you work through problems and people's problems in life, you realize it's actually pretty simple. It's just like having a natural ability to get out there, and whether it's playing tennis or playing chess, you get really good because you're practicing. So I've been practicing this coaching journey for a very, very long time, both inside Chick-fil-A and outside Chick-fil-A, and I enjoy it. They say, if you really enjoy something and there's a niche there and you can do it without getting paid, that's where you need to be at. So it almost feels like a ministry too. And, as you know, I am very much a spiritual person where I try to think past this life. And you talking about leadership and legacy, that's what legacy is about. It's not a ego thing. It's truly about leaving the fruit behind.
Yeah.
Whatever that you choose to do in life and how you try to help people. I mean, you want to pass it on, just like creating new and different leaders in your life. Somebody that can take your spot. We kind of have a rule at Chick-fil-A that, as far as an operator, which is my title, franchisee, that if someone else can do your job, let them do it, because you're going to be needed somewhere else in the business, like very, very soon.
Yeah.
There's always new and different ways to grow the business. So
That's crazy because most people are like, I don't want people to know
Right.
what I'm doing so that I secure my position.
right, they try to hold on to that security, and it's actually an illusion.
Yeah.
The best way to hold on security is to replace yourself. It really is. It's like to keep growing, because God has something next for you. He doesn't want you to be complacent, or not enjoying what you're doing. So in order to go to the next chapter, you have to leave the good for the great. So with that being said, it's kind of cool because you guys do this podcast on Sundays. So it's a good opportunity for me to come in and really do what I enjoy doing the most, which is coaching and interviewing people. And one of the biggest things about the show is we interview more and more people, everybody has a story.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody needs to be able to share their story. It's a way to release that burden. It's a way to really be able to unlock the next chapter in your life. And so many, I would go ahead and go on a limb and say that everybody has problems they're dealing with. And why not invite other people on that journey to help you? Because it's going to get you down that road a lot faster.
Yep.
It's interesting.
Sounds like the sermons.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's interesting, there is tragedy and malevolence and all kinds of things that we could talk about. But the reality is when you get someone to sit down and be intentional about impact, they grow. Okay. And so I know that I've grown a lot in this show.
Yeah.
And so but the people that we've interviewed, all of them have called me later and said, I want you to know, man, that I feel like that was the starting point. I've been growing and pursuing, growth ever since then. And so it's amazing what it could do and what it could mean. And so, Lem, I'm so grateful that you're joining us. And I think even like you talked about coaching, and I'm sitting here just thinking, of course, we've talked about this a little bit for all of our audience, but we haven't this obviously is, this was just open forum here. But what I was going to say is when you talk about coaching, how cool would it be for someone to come on the show that wants to be coached and you do it live, and people we all live in the same house, right? And people that are wanting to grow and wanting to lead, if they could be a fly on the wall per se, while you're coaching someone, that would be amazing. And I think about the conversations you and I've had. And by the way, my pride does get big if I let it, right? We all do. our ego will creep in. Well, how good would it be if we were to sit down and do a coaching session on things that I'm struggling with
Right.
live?
Yes.
You want to talk about some audience.
Right.
People will follow that. And so
Well,
they
it's
were listening to it.
It's relatable.
Yeah, because we're all struggling.
Right.
Everybody's fighting. In the sermon this morning at church, everyone is fighting a battle of some kind.
Yep.
Either you're fighting one currently, you just came out of one, or you're going into one.
Mm-hmm.
And look, man, we all live in that house, the same place. And so, anyway, thank you so much, Lem.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Well, it's a pleasure and an honor.
Yeah.
And I just look forward to what's going to come, and to know that you've already done 50 episodes. it's pretty amazing. People that do this, a lot of times they don't last that long.
Yeah.
So one, you have, I think, a tremendous audience. And I think the more that people are aware that you're out there, you're just going to be able to pick up more and more. And and I heard you say this before, if it impacts one person, it's all worth it. And what a great mentality to have, that it's not about us. It's not about a return on investment of your time. It's not any of those things. It's about doing God's will that you feel like is on your heart. And this is where I am right now. I feel like God has called me to have a voice. And it's not something necessarily Lem wants to do. I feel a calling because there's so many, like you said, so many people hurting. But the answers are out there. I mean, asking great questions, like you said. I mean, what is your impact? And I know I've benefited from a lot of our corporate consultants and other operators by asking great questions. And you have to develop a little bit of trust, and you have to be willing to lower that wall. But if you allow people that have that ability to help to ask great questions, it can make all the difference.
Yep. Well, take the blinders off, take the mask off, we're just going to get in the show. We're going to make an impact. I look forward to what 2026 will bring. I really do. Maddie and I have kidded and talked about, one day, and Lem will bring in on this one. One day, we're going to go national. We're going to be traveling and speaking and really digging into an audience outside of this podcast. And so what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to fly out to California and sit on a stage and talk to people? Very possibly, right? So to God be the glory. Let's see where he takes it. And maybe we'll all be learning some cool stuff. So
that sounds great.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So we're going to sign off for now. And, like I said, Lem is going to be with us from here on out. There'll be times when I'm not on and Lem is, or Lem is and I'm not, or maybe, whatever. But we're just going to see where God takes us and go from there. Maddie, you got anything close?
No, I'm excited to learn from both of you.
Same here.
All right, we're going to sign off. Thanks, guys.
Signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.